Hey everyone, today we're taking a look at Insider Finance. This is an options flow platform that tracks what institutions and insiders are doing with unusual options order flow. So looking at either unusually large options trades or aggressive options trades that sweep across multiple exchanges or even come in above ask. So the idea here is that we're looking at options trades to get an idea of what smart money knows that maybe retail investors don't, and being able to use that information to inform your own trades, whether in equities or in options. Let's take a look at Insider Finance. I'll show you what this platform can do and what it's all about and help you decide if it's right for you. So to get started, we'll dive into the Insider Finance dashboard here. And I'll say right away, there's a lot going on in this dashboard. If you haven't used options flow tools before, this might look a little bit overwhelming, and it can be at first, but Insider Finance has some really nice tutorials to help you navigate the platform, and I'll kind of show you what the features are and how to use them. So to start, there's two kind of main flow views here. The first is a Smart Market Insights by ticker view. This is using Insider Finance's algorithm to pick out kind of the most unusual options activity around specific tickers. So for most of these, they're making this list because the options contracts that are being bought are out of the money, or OTM. Here we're seeing in some of these tickers, quite a large percentage of the contracts being purchased are out of the money and often by a wide margin. So that indicates that institutions and insiders that are putting large amounts of money into these contracts might know something like about an upcoming move, or maybe they're expecting news that could be expected to drive a big price change. And so if you see this large out of the money activity, you might kind of come to the conclusion that something's going to happen in these stocks and they could be setting up for a trade. The other feed here is the real-time option flow feed, and this highlights all options contract purchases with a premium over $10,000. This is kind of where the main option flow feed, where you're looking at everything that's happening in the market across tickers. What's nice is Insider Finance offers this heat score to give you an indication of whether a particular options order that's showing up here is really worth your attention. And of course, there's a lot more going on in this dashboard. There's a trading signals dashboard over here. You can use this to show market news, top moving stocks, dark pool order flows, which I'll talk about in a minute, as well as, looking again at options, top tickers by out of the money percentage, unusual out of the money action. So for tickers that don't typically see out of the money action, or that see a lot, and this is above and beyond normal. Also looking at unusual options volume and unusual premiums. So a lot going on in this dashboard. So I want to dive into this Smart Market Insights ticker feed a little bit more here, because this is pretty useful. This is a really nice way to find tickers that are experiencing pretty unusual out of the money options activity. And you can look at the average expiration date. Or what's really potentially informative are these short expiration high out of the money trades, where again, an institution or an insider might be expecting a big move based on news. So you can use this table to really kind of hone in on tickers that might be setting up for a big move, potentially in the near future. You can also dive in to dark pool trades, and these are going to be different than the options trades. So dark pool covers trades that are taking place over the counter, not through major exchanges. These are often how institutions trade large numbers of shares while keeping that activity off of exchanges. So it makes it quite a bit less transparent. And something to keep in mind about dark pool orders is that they can be delayed by, up to several days. So this doesn't necessarily reflect activity that's happening in real time. So be a little bit careful when you're using this dark pool information. But this is nice because you can see, in this case, huge numbers of shares that are trading hands and the prices that they're trading at. You can compare this to, the average daily volume in these stocks. So it gives you a pretty good idea of how unusual this activity is and whether it's something that you want to look into more. Looking at the kind of more generic option flow feed here, this is again pulling in all options activity with premiums over $10,000 in a single trade. What's really nice about this is it gives you kind of a real-time update of what's happening in the market right now. These are real-time trades from the exchanges, so this is activity going on throughout the trading day, and it updates in real time automatically. One thing I really like is you can actually restrict this feed to just stocks in your watch list. So I created a small watch list with Tesla, Microsoft, and Amazon. So now we're looking at just unusual options activity in those stocks. So if you have stocks that you're interested in trading, or maybe you're watching them to look for an entry opportunity, this is a really nice feature to be able to restrict to just this specific watch list subset. The only thing I don't love about this is that Insider Finance only supports one watch list. You can't create multiple watch lists, which would be really nice for different trading days or different trading strategies. The other thing that's nice about this option flow table is it does highlight some high out of the money trades, just using this blue highlighting here. It also gives you some basic information about what these trades are. So whether they're call or put trades, the size of the trade, the implied volatility in the strike price of the contract, and then, of course, the total premium. Before I move on to some of the other features with Insider Finance, I want to show you just a few cool filters this has built in for this options flow feed. So here, the default filter is equities, and this is going to pick up mainly options trades around equities that are highly out of the money or very large. You can also look at unusual out of the money trades. So this is going to apply basically a different filter to look at only highly out of the money trades, regardless of size, as long as they're over $10,000. We can also look at sweeps specifically. So these are going to be trades that took place across multiple exchanges, pretty aggressive way to get into a particular trade. And then momentum looks at options contracts that are experiencing higher than average volume. And you can see down here, it actually gives you more information about these multiple of the daily average of trading volume in these contracts in this chart down here. So really nice way to kind of accent the information in the table. There's also filters for ETFs specifically, so contracts around ETFs, and Moonshots looks at low value, penny stocks, things like that, that are having unusually high options activity. And so this can signal that these stocks are getting ready for some pretty explosive moves. And then finally, you can create your own custom filters here. So you can modify any of the presets. This is kind of a really nice way to tailor this feed to just the contracts that you're interested in, and find tickers that reflect the information that you want to see. So for example, if you're looking for options trades that maybe reflect an upcoming news break or something like that, you can look at ultra short and short expirations only, and out of the money trades that are, 5 to 10% or more out of the money. If you're looking at block trades or big sweeps, you can look just for those trade types. You can also look at put flow to kind of, distinguish between bullish and bearish options trades within this feed. So kind of a really nice way to use this option feed to make it most actionable for you. So the other thing that you have here in this feed is the ability to look at historical and weekly overview data. So the historical data can be nice if you're not watching the market every day and you want to get a sense of, what options flow is like in a particular ticker over time. So you can enter a start and end date, look for specific tickers, and even limit the number of results that you're finding here. So this is just kind of a nice way to, again, get an idea of what's going on in a ticker when you're not watching the market every day. Things like average daily volume and Insider Finance's algorithm to pick out unusual activity kind of already do this for you, but it's nice to be able to dig in a little bit more if you want to. The weekly overview I don't find to be as helpful, but it's kind of a neat metric. You can look at contracts traded over the past 5 trading days. I found that Insider Finance can be slow on loading some types of data. I find the feeds generally run quite quickly, but this historical data as well as some of the charts do load really slowly. So be aware of that when using this platform. So now I want to go into ticker research, which is one of the more exciting aspects of Insider Finance and something that really differentiates it from other options flow platforms. Once you've found a ticker that's undergoing unusual options activity that you want to dig into more, you can pull up the ticker research to find a flow feed just for that specific ticker. And so this looks just like the overview flow feed that I just showed you, but it's specific to a single ticker. So this is giving you information about all of the trades over the past trading day, giving you that heat score. You can see the premium for each of these. And there's two options here, smart and full. Smart uses Insider Finance's algorithm to show what it thinks are the most relevant and interesting options contract orders. So these are typically out of the money orders or very large premiums or sweeps across multiple exchanges. The full panel here is just going to include a larger number of options orders. It includes absolutely everything over $10,000, regardless of, how interesting Insider Finance's algorithm thinks it is. You can get some basic summary statistics about the trades that are going on in this ticker. So the total number of trades, and this is different based on smart and full, whichever mode you're in here. You can see the average expiration of those, the average out of the money percentage, as well as the unusual out of the money percentage for contracts that are unusual according to Insider Finance's algorithm. Another thing that's really nice here is you can see dark pool information, again, smart or full for this ticker, as well as look at trends in contract volume, so unusual versus regular, as well as calls versus puts over the past few days of trading. There's also information about premiums paid, as well as the distribution of expirations for calls and puts. So all this information can be really useful in kind of putting together a story around what's happening with this unusual options activity. What do insiders and institutions know that maybe isn't available to regular equity traders? This is all designed to help you kind of figure out what's going on around a ticker in ways that other options flow platforms kind of don't do. The other thing that's really nice here is it's labeled Stock Screener for some reason, but really it's charting. Insider Finance has an integration with TradingView charts, so you can pull up a TradingView chart for, in this case, Tesla, right within the same window, and you have access to all of the basic TradingView indicators here. You can access different time frames as well as different candlestick and bar types. So this is a really cool way to just go from this options information right into a technical chart without having to switch platforms or windows. So it does speed up the analysis process quite a bit. It's also worth noting Insider Finance has its own automated technical analysis platform with trading signals that can be really helpful. You can use those with a free TradingView account, but you do have to open that system in TradingView proper. It won't work in the Insider Finance TradingView window, which seems a little strange. In this case, you do have to switch windows, but worth checking out that trading signal system if you're interested. The other big, for me, feature that Insider Finance offers is this options profit calculator. This is a pretty cool tool. It's not totally unique. There are other options profit calculators out there, but I just like the ease of use of this one and the way that it looks and feels. It's pretty straightforward to use, especially if you're newer to options trading, but it also works perfectly well for more advanced traders here. You can enter the ticker that you're interested in trading options around. You can enter your goal and the volatility conditions, as well as whether you're bullish or bearish on this ticker. And you can even put in some information about your trading style. So whether you want a more high risk or low risk strategy. And so Insider Finance will pull up a bunch of different strategies for you based on this information. And these are different option strategies that you can use to trade this particular ticker based on your profit goals and your risk tolerance. And it gives you some basic information about, kind of why each of these strategies were chosen and what the pros and cons of each of them are. Just pretty cool. I like this for just kind of browsing strategy ideas and kind of comparing them pretty quickly. If you have a strategy in mind that you want to build on, you can do that as well. It's more than 30 strategies here, and it groups them by complexity, which is really nice. So let's say we want to put up a diagonal call spread. We can hit quick build, and it will help us build this strategy and analyze it around the S&P 500 ETF's ticker here. And again, as I said, some aspects of Insider Finance are a little bit slow to load, and this is definitely one of them. But here we can see kind of a profit and loss chart for this options strategy. You can look by dollars or percent. You can look at contract value, as well as percent of maximum risk. And then what's really nice is you can actually look at the options Greeks here in pretty great detail based on the price range and implied volatility that you expect for this trade. There's also more information about other trades in around this ticker, and these are again from the unusual options order flow feed. So really kind of nice to just kind of build a strategy, have context for that strategy, and be able to adjust things like implied volatility if you think it's going to be different than what it is right now. It's also worth noting that you can add positions to any of these strategies individually, so you can make pretty complex multi-leg option strategies using this tool and analyze them in pretty great detail. So this feels a little bit different from the main thrust of Insider Finance's options order flow feed, but it's really a great tool for options traders. And now there's a bunch more tools within Insider Finance that I'm going to walk through, but after this, they kind of feel like a hodgepodge more than a coordinated set of tools to help you interpret options flow data or to plan out your trades. It's more of a mixed bag of tools to monitor the market. So for example, there's actually a cryptocurrency tab here, and the tools here for cryptocurrency are pretty limited. You can basically pull up TradingView charts for various cryptocurrencies, as well as pull up trading signals. This is again based on Insider Finance's automated technical analysis system, which you have to go over to TradingView to actually see the data that goes into these signals, but they're available here to browse. And you can also look at cryptocurrency news. There's very little other information about, crypto orders on exchanges, or, market sentiment. Where exactly this market sentiment is coming from is unclear. It doesn't appear to be from social media, which is one of the more popular ways to analyze crypto sentiment. So use all of this data with a grain of salt. I wouldn't recommend Insider Finance as a dedicated crypto trading platform. I would say the same for Insider Finance's Forex tools. Again, there are TradingView charts, signals here, a little bit of technical analysis. This is actually from TradingView, and then news, as well as a market overview for the Forex market. And a lot of this data is taken straight from TradingView. So if you're already using TradingView, I would say that that's a much more powerful platform for Forex trading. The top tickers panel is related to options order flow, but it feels pretty redundant to the information that's in the main Insider Finance dashboard. You can look at unusual out of the money percent trades. So these are in that Smart Market Insights panel in the main dashboard. You can look at tickers by momentums. These are abnormally high options trading volume, as well as sweeps. And it's just giving you more information about basically the tickers in those feeds or on the main dashboard. So this is kind of a nice panel to have, but it doesn't feel like it's adding anything for me to Insider Finance. I'd much rather dive into more information using the main dashboard and have all of the information I need in one place, whereas this feels like it's sort of a separate panel that's giving me less information about a specific number of tickers. Insider Finance's news panel can be helpful, especially if you're diving into individual stocks. I will say news for individual tickers is available in that ticker research panel. What's cool here is that it does give you some information about news sentiment. Take this with a slight grain of salt because Insider Finance picks up a lot of news, and for larger companies that are showing up in news for reasons other than their stock activity, those get picked up as well. And Insider Finance is assigning sentiment to those headlines. So just be a little bit careful interpreting the sentiment data in this news feed. And then finally, Insider Finance has information about insider trades and congressional trades. This feels somewhat related to the options flow data. It's nice to have this information about insider trades. One thing I found is that for a lot of tickers, I'll show you Tesla here. It often reports kind of double actions. So you can see here this director apparently, sold and then bought the same number of shares on the same day at the same price. So it feels like there's a lot of unfiltered data here that makes it a little bit hard to use these insider trading feeds. Nice feature to have, but I think Insider Finance needs to do a little bit more work in order for this to be ready for prime time. Okay, so that's a rundown of everything that Insider Finance does. It's a lot. This is a pretty comprehensive platform with a lot of different tools. So, how much does it cost? Well, it's actually not overly expensive. Insider Finance offers a monthly, quarterly, or annual plan. Basically, you're getting a discount based on the length of the plan you sign up for. It costs $75 a month, $65 per quarter, or $55 per year. With the annual plan, that comes out to about $660 per year, which is pretty inexpensive for an options flow tool like this. It's worth noting there isn't a free plan for Insider Finance itself, but you can use that options profit calculator that I showed you for free, which is also really nice, especially since there are other free options profit calculators out there. It's cool that Insider Finance has one of the best ones and it's free. So on the whole, I would recommend Insider Finance if you're looking for an options flow platform. I really like this options flow dashboard. I think it does a great job of highlighting important options activity. And the presence of these different filters is really nice for kind of homing in on the trades that matter to you for your particular trading strategy and the information and stories that you're looking for in the market. I really like how Insider Finance gives you a lot of information in a single window on this dashboard. And then you can actually pull through multiple windows here for trading signals, news, dark pool, sentiment, and more, all in this same dashboard. So you have all of this information available to you in real time, so you can make decisions without having to jump between multiple platforms or multiple windows across different screens. Same goes for the inclusion of TradingView charts. The fact that you have access to most of TradingView's technical analysis tools without leaving Insider Finance is definitely a big advantage when you're trying to trade in real time based on these unusual options orders. That said, I do think Insider Finance could up its game quite a bit with its cryptocurrency and Forex tools, as well as its stock news and insider trading panel. Those are really potentially valuable tools to add to Insider Finance's repertoire, but I just don't feel like the platform has put a lot of attention into making those as good as they could be. And so they don't feel like they're ready to be a primary crypto or Forex trading tool. Unfortunately, as I said, Insider Finance doesn't offer a free trial for its main platform here, only for the options profit calculator, but you can sign up for 1 month. And I definitely recommend trying out a month first if you're interested in this platform. It has a lot to offer, but make sure it's right for you if you're interested in trading based on options flow.